What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Mystic Watch, and today we got a brand new video. We're gonna be doing another global informative video for you guys here. First thing, shout out to Sora for the great, wonderful overlay. Love Escanor, thank you. But going forward, yesterday I did a tier list for the complete global launch. So if you want to take a look at that, I kind of put, I tier all the people that should be out on global on day one, and then on top of that, I also explain each individual characters, kind of why they're in that spot to give you an idea. So it's really helpful, especially if you're new to the game and you want to know who to aim for. Now, today's video is going to be 7 tips. I'm not really going to keep track, but I have 7 listed down here. 7 tips to get you started on 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross, or 7 things that, if I knew prior to me beginning JP, would make my life infinitely easier. To start off, let's go with rerolling, right? So that's going to be tip number 1. Rerolling. Maybe it's better if I go to the banner. So when you reroll, you will start the game by... what banner is going to be here on day 1? It's going to be this banner, okay. So when you start off the game, you're going to go through the tutorial and it's going to make you do a multi-summon. And the multi-summon will give you a guaranteed SSR. In addition to that, once you do another mission or two, and the tutorial itself finishes, you should have another multi plus 1 single remaining to do. So that's what you got to work with. You got 2 multis and a single, which is 23 summons. So that is a really high amount of, gems or summons for a reroll when you compare it to most of the gacha games. In addition to that, the reroll process is pretty simple. If you go over to the settings, and down here, I believe this one wipes your data, so you don't have to uninstall and reinstall the device. You can easily just clear your data and then go back into the game. But I'm sure with global, if I'm hitting the wrong button, you'll know what it is on global, just because it'll be in English. Let's go back to here. When it comes to the rerolling itself, I explained in the tier list video who to aim for on the reroll. But in case you aren't sure, the best unit in the game to reroll with is going to be this Meliodas up top. Keep in mind that this list of characters that you're seeing includes a lot of characters that won't be out on global. But this green Meliodas is here on day 1, and you will ideally want him as your start. Now, if you're going for a really, really, really good reroll, and you want, one of the most amazing starts, and you're one of those people that is just like, yes, I need this insane start, so because I don't want to spend money on the game, etc. You're going to want this Meliodas in addition to this King or this Jericho. Both of them are kind of on the same level, like one or the other is perfectly fine. And then the super mega awesome reroll is if you manage to get all 3, which is almost never going to happen, but for whatever reason you do. Usually, with games, I like to go for a double SSR start, or whatever the highest rarity of that game is. So, like I said, rerolling. Meliodas first, into Jericho, or King. That's going to be the start you want to aim for. Now, that is for the rerolling itself. One more tip when it comes to rerolling, do not spend multiple days rerolling. If you get a decent account with the Meliodas, just begin playing and then reroll on the side for a better one. This game, progression is hard, right? And each day you spend not moving forward, it matters because you are competing due to PvP being a thing. And I'll get to that in a second. That's going to be another tip. But do not spend too much time on rerolling. So that's that's pretty much it for the reroll itself. Meliodas plus 1 other, ideally is the best start. And you pretty much want to get Meliodas. You really do not want to start with anything but the Meliodas. Unless you get some magical 3 SSR multi-summon, and then it's okay, that's fine. But even then, it's honestly, a single Meliodas is better than 3 random SSRs. Now, tip number 2, rush story mode. This comes back to that point of you are competing to get done with this game, and there's a lot of content to get through. As soon as you get your start, you want to go straight to story mode. One is you want to start collecting materials and items to upgrade your unit. But the other thing is you want to start hoarding the gems. When it comes to this game, let's go take a look at the missions. Everything here is divided into chapters. When the game comes out, it should be 5 chapters. So you should have like chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right? And if you see here, ignoring those missions, like you have a whole list of missions that go on and on and on. And each chapter, or town I should say, has, for example, if I said there's 30 missions in chapter 1, 15 of them are story, and then 15 of them are further optional missions that you need to do. And what happens is each town has a progress meter. So just by doing the story missions, you are able to move on from town to town. But by completing the full list of missions available to you, you unlock more hearts, and eventually you max out this meter over here. And by maxing out the meter, you get 30 gems, in addition to the gems you get from completing the missions themselves. That's where you're getting majority of your gems when you first start. So, you want to beat the story, and you want to start maxing out the towns. And you're just going to go through one at a time, and you're just going to beat everything, right? Starting off with the story, and then going on to the optional stuff. The other reason is because early on, you're not going to have much stamina in the game. You kind of get to the point, maybe like 2 or 3 months in, where you have an overabundance of stamina, because you can store stamina as, or stamina is given in the form of potions that can be, here, like right here. So I can use my potions in order to get full stamina. But early on, you're not going to have that extra stockpile of potions. You want to be using your stamina efficiently. Like I said, tip number 2 is rush story mode. Tip number 3, PvP. Focus on one PvP team. This game functions where it has a weekly PvP ranking system. And where you end up every week, let's go to PvP and take a look. But where you end up in PvP directly correlates to how much gems you get a week. This game gives you up to 2 multis a week in terms of PvP gems. You're getting 60 gems a week if you're at the highest rank, and not getting those 60 gems is quite annoying. Now, getting 60 gems is not like the easiest thing in the world, right? It is quite tough. But the whole concept here is you want to progress as high as possible. Right here. So when you first start off, you're going to start off in bronze, and you're going to be getting 10 gems a week, right? But as you climb up the ranks, you can get up to 60 gems. If you end up here with 50 gems, you know, you did it. You did fine. But my main thing is, this game has a very in-depth progression system. And it requires a lot out of you to get a unit to max level. And kind of max, there's a lot of things that go into maxing out a character. And I'm going to be making a separate video on that. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But pretty much focus on a couple units only. Do not go crazy leveling up everything here and there. Because your one PvP team, even if it's not the meta team, if you can get your PvP team set early, it'll end up rewarding you more in the long run. Because you're going to get those gems as fast as possible. That's tip number 3. Number 4. If you want to spend money, or if you're not sure about spending money, do it earlier than later. Because this game has... This game has very, very good bundles. And the best bundles in the game are the daily login bundles, which you just log in every day and you get your 5 gems. You have a weekly login bundle as well, which is just even more stuff. Like, it's just more value. And, you know, it's a lot of money. Like, you are spending like 30 bucks for this one, and you're spending like $7 a week for this one, if you decide to get it. But for people who are used to spending X amount of money on gacha games, that's where you want to spend it. Additionally, we have rank up packs that I have already purchased, because those are just one-time purchases. And I'm not sure if you'll be able to see them. But rank up packs and the monthly login packs are the only packs you want to buy outside of like special celebration stuff. So my thing is, if you want to spend money, do it early, because you're missing out on the day, because this is a login bonus. You're missing out on the days where you don't have. But this is more geared towards a smaller group of people, since not everyone is going to spend money. But to be fair, I've been, for the last 7 months, have been doing Google opinion surveys and have accumulated $15. So that's like, I can get 2 of these weekly packs going, but I'll take it. You know, it's getting me started. It's gonna be like an extra 100 gems for free for me. Now, next thing. This is tip number 5, the banner system. How do banners actually function? That way you do not waste money or gems unnecessarily. The game is split up into 2 parts. You have a part 1 and a part 2, and it's split up by the season. So where season 1 ends of the story, that's where part 1 finishes. Where season 2 begins, that's where part 2 starts. So that's kind of how it bases off of. And every day they're going to have like 3 characters. Now this is a little bit tricky because Global might not have this immediately, but I believe they will have the part 1, and part 2 will come out when they launch with Escanor, most likely. But this banner will definitely be here as well. This banner is kind of like the banner that has all the stuff in it. Like, it's just like full list of characters. I'm sure it's missing... Yeah, it doesn't have everyone. Well, it doesn't have the original characters, and it doesn't have the event characters. But for the most part, it has... Well, no, it doesn't even have Red Esterosa on here. Okay, I don't know why they're keeping this banner. Either way. Is it double race or something? No, that's useless. Back to this banner. So the way the banner function is, this game does not have a celebration banner. The same way, for example, you have a Blazing Fest for Naruto Blazing, Dokkan Fest, or Sugo Fest for One Piece. This game does not have that, where there are exclusive units that are, you know, Blazing Fest units or Dokkan Fest units that come out on a monthly or bi-monthly basis, and you can only get those units on that banner. This game does not do that. Every unit you get ends up inside of the general pool, and whenever they come out, each banner has a 3% rate up, unless there is a special event going on where sometimes they give you a 6% rate up. Now, the 3% rate up does not seem like a lot, but trust me, it is pretty good, because when you do a multi, you're getting the +1, so you're getting 11 characters per summon, and on top of that, the game has a pity system. If you go 6 multis without a SSR, you are guaranteed an SSR. And it's not like your counter resets, so let's say you do 3 multis, don't get an SSR, and on the 4th multi, you get an SSR. It just, the meter doesn't increase, right? So it's not like the pity meter resets at all. Besides that, this game does have step-up summons that come out occasionally, not as frequently, but they do exist. And then on top of that, the game has original character banners, where the original character units are the only ones that are not in the banner system. The original characters, there's currently 3 that exist, a 4th one coming out, and they return occasionally, maybe like once every 2 months with a new character or a banner that features them again. Every original character you want to pick up, just because so far they have all been great, all been meta, but the main thing is, you're going to use them at some point, because they tend to make the original characters pretty good, and if you miss out, it is really, really rough. And all of the original characters have been on step-up banners, so as long as you have, I believe, 240 gems, you will get that character guaranteed. Besides that, there are some characters that aren't in the banners that are coin shop units that are exclusive to the coin shop. And the coin shop is a system where when you pull dupes of a unit, you get a coin version of them. Let me just click on something to show you. So I have a dupe Gil Thunder, 2 dupe, who's this guy? Hauser? Yeah? No, that's Griamore. And Elizabeth. So I have 4 dupe coins, because I've already pulled 1 copy of them, and then this is going to be my, you know, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, whatever amount of copies. You can trade these coins for exclusive coin shop units, and every single coin shop unit is amazing. So you want to kind of use your coins effectively. that's it for number 4. No, that's number 5. Oh, well, okay, I wrote coin shop system in here as well. So I guess I'll explain a little bit more on that. With the coin shop system, there are units. So these top 3 units won't be here because Global won't have those originally. But you'll probably see like this, and Escanor will not be here as well. So you'll see these 6 units originally, and each unit will be on a rotation. So we might start off with, for example, King, and he'll be discounted for 5 coins 1 week, and then the next week we'll have Bond discounted for 5 coins, and then, you know, Gother for 5 coins, and then Diane for 5 coins, and so on. You never want to buy the unit at max coins. You always want to buy them at their discounted price. So that's really it for when it comes to the coin shop. Besides that, you also have different versions. So you have this SR coin shop when you get dupes of SRs, and then you have a rare coin shop where you get dupes from rares. And this is where you get majority of your stamina. You convert your rare coins into stamina over here. And there's only, I believe, 7 rare units in the entire game. So pretty much you max out their ultimates very quickly, and then the dupes are there for, these coins are literally just there for you to buy stamina. You don't really need, like, you can pick up these units from here. This is a new addition when they updated it recently, so I don't know if they'll have this on Global. But besides that, like, I've just been using my coins on stamina, and that's it. There's also friendship coins that you can use for more stamina or other things, but that's really it. Just a quick overview of the coin shop. You really do not want to buy, you always want to prioritize the units. Like, everything else is kind of useless. Like, getting this SSR ticket is really not worth it. Never buy this ever. Just a waste of time. Like, these costumes are good because they're full investment. Like, they're good investments. They're permanent stat increases. But units first before anything else. And then the final tip is the gem economy. How does, you being a player, how many gems should you expect by playing this game? How should you ration or kind of use your gems in this game? I already explained with the PvP that you can get up to 60 gems a week, and that is 2 multis, right? And there are key banners in this game you want to wait for, but pretty much you always want to have 180 gems, in my opinion, ready to use on a banner at any given time. 180 gems is a full rotation, so it is 5 multis, and it's 6 multis, right? 180 gems. So you go 5 multis without getting an SSR, and then the 6th multi for that GSSR. That's the way I look at it, right? You want 180 gems to do on a rotation. Ideally more, because sometimes you might get an SSR here, and you want to finish up. It stalls your GSSR, so you want to finish that up as well. Now, if you're getting 60 gems a week, you get, once Guilds comes out, so I won't include the Guild ones because I don't believe Guilds will be out day 1, but Guilds give you a 1 gem a day from logging in. Besides that, you get 2 gems a day from dailies. You get an additional gem. So there's always an event going on that gives an additional 2 gems. For example, today, if you do a raid mission, you get 2 gems. And this rotates. There'll be like, do 5 story mode missions, do 3 PvP matches, or do this, or upgrade your gear twice. And it kind of just rotates for that. That'll give you 2 additional gems. So you get 2 from your dailies, 2 from here. You will get 1 from Guild as well, so you get 5 gems a day like that. And that adds up. That is going to be your main source of gems all the time. There are also, let me go back. They also have a rotating set of events that give you gems as well. Let's see, do we even have one going on right now? I think maybe it's because it's here. Yeah. So, for example, it's just like more things that give gems. They have events here that give gems, and then on top of that you have, whenever a event comes out, there are, perfect. Whenever an event comes out, there are event related gems as well. But the main thing is the consistent gems are your 5 a day and your 60 a week from PvP. Besides that, everything else is going to be farmed from missions or given in from your daily logins as well. You get a good amount of gems. I believe you get 8 gems a week from your daily logins. And then on top of that, you have your story mode. And story mode, I mentioned it briefly in the beginning, gives a boatload of gems by just completing the story mode and then completing each town. So each time a new chapter is released, that is minimum 30 gems. This game gives out a lot of gems, but don't go spending them like crazy. You will, as long as you save your PvP gems and everything, you will always have enough to summon on an important banner. And don't go too crazy summoning on banners, because everything ends up in the general pool anyways. So if you don't summon, if you don't pull the unit you want, it's not that big of a deal. On top of that, you get a billion SSR tickets in this game. So you are bound to get units eventually. That's going to be it. I didn't realize this went into 21 minutes, but that's okay. That's it for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more guide-related content, let me know down below what to look forward to. And yeah, I'm glad to help out in any way I can. And until next time, peace out.